reviews and weekly news. This is episode 54. Fraser Dog's trying to make me laugh before we start this, which really ruined my moment. My name is Callum, aka Clumpty, and as always I'm joined by the handsome one, Mr. Fraser Dog.
What's happening?
The fuck are you rustling with?
I'm just fidgeting, right? Leave me alone.
Fucking, you're like a baby. Touching everything. Right.
Everybody fidgets.
Everybody fidgets. This week it is a 2004. Somehow it was a hit in 2004, but we'll get to that.
Well, I think that obviously, like, again, we're not going to delve into the review, but what usually happens with stuff that's nostalgic or stuff that you had a fondness for, you end up ruining. It seems like you've done that to yourself more than you've done it to me this time.
But we'll get into that. Because as always, we hit it with the weekly news before we jump in. And this time, I actually wrote them down. Me.
Homework. First time. In a while.
The dog did not eat my homework this time. But, before we jump into the classic that is Van Helsing, we'll crack off. So, it has come out that Warner Brothers has terminated Amber Heard's contract for Aquaman 2.
Is it official?
It's one of those unofficially official.
Is it like
It's unofficially official.
It's like the conversation we had, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, about the lassie from Disney. I think it may have been last week. I think it's probably the right decision. Which it's kind of not fair from one end of the scale to the other end of the scale. I don't think that people, if she's muddled up in that situation, she shouldn't be getting away with it. So I think that is the right decision. And at the end of the day, I couldn't care if they recast it. I'm not going to get super butthurt about it. So
yeah, because to me the thing is, it's not the fact that oh yes, finally she's getting, but it's the fact that we're out here trying to get equality between everybody, and they've both been proven to be quite bad people. To the opposite sex, so it was quite unfair for him to get chucked straight out the door. So it's quite good that they took these steps to be fair and kind of just get her hit out the door before any more crap pulls out. And rumour has it that Amelia Clark, aka Mother of Dragons, aka Khal Drogo, who aka is Aquaman wife,
will replace
her, which I'm for.
I mean, if it's good for her, she replaces her. Again, I don't think right now she's not a massive person in the movies. It's not like she is the Queen of Atlanta, so on and so forth. Like the head.
Yeah, she's not had her power moment that comes with that character. So it's not a massive big deal who plays her at this moment in time. But again, I just think I agree with you that she should have went. So we'll just have to see what happens with it. Yes. Moving on to some comic book movie news, but keeping it in DC. Warner Brothers have chosen that they will reboot Superman with J.J. Abrams to head the project, and they are going to they're looking to do a black Superman.
But apparently it's not confirmed if Cavill is out. There is speculation.
It's a case of we might end up, like the Batman series, we might end up with three Supermen on the screens at one point, which I'm all for. I like it when comic book movies kind of take the roles and go mad and like, yeah, why not? Why don't we do this? Let's just put them together. Let's try and change it up. There's no harm in it.
I mean, I understand why they're maybe wanting to do it again. Because it's just kind of, I don't know if it'll be connected or whatever. J.J. Abrams seems like, I don't know if it's the right person to do a kind of Superman film. Yeah,
especially because he's doing Justice League Dark, which I think is an animated film. He's doing that, which he's already got his foot in the door, so it kind of makes sense why DC and Warner Bros. Like, yeah, you want to do it? And they were like, yeah, sure, I'll pull that off. I just kind of wish they would get someone else in to try and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I do agree in a sense about J.J. Abrams. I don't think he's not talented, and I don't think he can't make good films. It's more, I don't know. It seems it's so weird. It just came out of nowhere. It's just that whole like, yeah, Superman reboot, like especially on the cusp of the Snyder cut, and like obviously Henry Cavill's kind of been up in the air for ages. But it's weird. I would maybe establish more things again before they're just like, yeah, we're doing it again. Just deal with it. Like I like the fact that if they're considering going down the Black Superman route, I feel like that is again a massive shift for what people are normally seeing. So that'll be a good thing.
Yeah, I've only ever read one Superman series where the character is black, and it was a good story. He was a black president, and they had like a body double and all this stuff, and it was a great story to read. But I don't know if it will transition well to the big screen, because
I think it'll be more. It will obviously. I think it will be quite difficult transitioning over, more because people are so used to the whole like Clark Kent, Superman, Smallville. Like nobody really knows nothing else. You're gonna have to try and take a complete left field by having a new Superman. Yeah. But I mean, if it is done right, anything can be good. So, and we'll wait and see who they get. I mean, this is also going to fuel the Michael B. Jordan as Superman rumors again.
Oh yeah,
which happened not that long ago. After the whole Cavill, like, possibly Never I. So that's going to come round again, which I wouldn't be against.
Yeah, but it kind of shuts the door on him coming back as Killmonger and Black Panther. I know he died, but there's a lot of people out there like, yeah, I'd like to see him come back.
Yeah, but just because he works for one doesn't mean he can't be in the other at this point.
Yes, it does. That's literally what it means. They try as hard. Both companies try as hard as they can to just keep both of those organisations
apart. But if it's someone they want, they're going to do it. I mean, look at James Gunn. He got fired. Yep. They gave him Suicide Squad, and then Disney went, "Oh, you can just do it anyway." Like, yeah. It can. I know it's a completely different thing from a director to an actor, but if it's the right person and it's for the right situation, people will work with their enemies or their best friends. Like, they don't care if money's on the table; they couldn't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
So never say never.
Makes sense. Moving on. Paramount Pictures are sticking their toe in the streaming services with their own Paramount Plus, which will only come out in 2002, but their main headline show is the Halo TV show.
Again, when it comes to video game TV shows, some work as them, some don't. Like you say, I'm The Last of Us one we've talked about, where I have worries about it in some ways, but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I feel like Halo doesn't work as a TV show.
I can't really give an opinion simply because I've never played them in a length. You know what I mean? Like, I've not sat.
I played the first one. I'm not a big massive Halo person myself, but there's two ways you've got to look at this.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think it would be a better movie.
Yes.
And two, if you're going to make it a TV show, and I understand it is Paramount, but they better be giving that TV show a hell of a budget.
Yeah, they have to go HBO level Game of Thrones money. Like, they have to from the get-go.
To make it look good enough.
Yeah.
For all the stuff that's in it, then I firmly believe they got to give it the budget. Who do you get as Master Chief? Because it's another Mandalorian Dread doesn't take off his helmet kind of thing. He's just the voice.
I know. Probably Pascal. He just seems to be.
just give it give it the other helmet to Pascal.
Yeah. No, Carl Urban, Pascal, pick one. I'll be happy with either one, to be honest with you. I think it's such early stages that we can't even be like, yeah, this guy's doing it, or this guy's doing it, or yeah, he's going to be. I
was just curious about the thoughts of, because it will be another, and it's obviously not saying it can't not work, because like the Mandalorian, but it will be another one of the no helmet, just voice situation.
Yeah.
Because Master Chief, I mean, it's not that Master Chief can't take off his helmet. It's just that he doesn't in the games, as far as I can anyway. I could be wrong, but the ones I've played where he doesn't take it off.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't put enough time into it. I can't remember even he talks. Like, that's how little I've played of the games.
The only thing I know the most about Halo is Master Chief. The lassie who's like his AI person this way. I think her name starts with C.
Mm-hmm.
And the music. That's the main things I know about Halo.
Let's see. I don't know enough about the lore, but like a lot of people, like I've got a lot of people on Twitter and stuff like that, and they are screaming about how great the lore is. So, you know, I'll give any show or film a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be popular.
I doubt we're getting Paramount Plus, so it defeats the purpose.
Aye, just like HBO, how we might be getting that. You know what I mean?
It's nice to like at the end of the day, if that's the IP they want to go for, then it's good that they're not like, oh, we're rebooting this. They're like, you know what, we're going to try something new, and I agree with you. Anything can be good.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next bit of news, I'm going to keep it with a Halo. The creators of Halo. Jesus, my mouth's not working. Put out a tweet, right, with an image where the Halo new game, and literally all it put on the title was the rocket in the video. Rockets were going down, and it says, "Where's the best drop spots?" Now, drop spots is always linked with battle royale games. Always, that's just a thing.
Folk will not be happy about that.
People are ecstatic about a battle royale Halo game. So many people, like there's so many people that I follow on Twitter and stuff and Twitch and all this stuff. They, like, especially Xbox people, they're like, wow, we loved Halo. Like, if no one's happy about a Halo battle royale, they're fucking morons. And like it's like spamming.
I don't know. I've kind of felt like people would be in a different camp with that. Like,
yeah, like I
know that the Halo
multiplayer.
I know the Halo multiplayer was popular, but I mean, is it got to that point now where the latest show of the last game got such a bad reception that they've decided to make a battle royale instead?
The thing is, what they'll probably take Warzone, right? Warzone is one of the greatest things Call of Duty's ever done, right? Because what it does is it's selling their games in such a mass way that it works. Call of Duty is, again, massive, and it got bigger because of Warzone.
I would like to say that the fucking Call of Duty, I'd like to say the Battle Royale train has left that station.
But it's never. I remember you saying this with PUBG, and you're like, oh, this will die, and all this stuff, and then Warzone at the beginning, and it's going nowhere. And now...
One can only hope they'll die. That's the main thing.
Why? Why?
Why? Because I'm just not a fan, so...
Right, you have an opinion, right, where you believe it should die. I do not. I believe I believe any game that has a multiplayer aspect should jump on the wagon because it's a high selling point. You know what I mean? They bring out one battle royale, they simply keep adding stuff fit. Any new Halo, they bring it out, any old Halo, and it just sells. It sells like candy to a fat kid. I know
one studio that is giving me some hope.
What's that?
That apparently the Titanfall 3 train isn't dead.
Alright.
I've heard that they are still considering it.
They should not.
Because obviously we know that it was meant to be. We know that Apex Legends at the beginning was Titanfall 3, and then they changed their minds because, that was the better decision. So I heard that train might not be dead. So I'm happy about that.
If that happens, I'll be the happiest fat kid at Christmas. Because
it's a Fanta.
Mate, like...
Titanfall 2 is the best shooter ever made, in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
It is fucking so good.
I feel if they had brought out Apex, right, but just normal Titanfall, but as, you know what I mean, without all the mad or the fucking stupid abilities, just what Titanfall is, the way it moves and the way it shoots, all this stuff, I could have been fucking massive. Bigger, Apex is big, but it would have been bigger.
That's true. I know that Apex is like still quite going, and they've put the hero abilities, and it's got the gunplay and the sort of movement abilities of Titanfall. But do you know what it doesn't have?
Giant mechs.
Titans.
Giant mechs.
So exactly. Like it's more like that. There's nothing. The Titanfall itself, first of all, the story is fucking awesome. The multiplayer was fucking awesome. So if that train is still alive, I'm happy about that. Yeah. And I know, like I say, Battle Royale isn't for everybody, and some people love it, some people hate it. I'm not a fan. It's not like I've never played them in my life. I have. I just think after a while that you're doing the same thing. So I just kind of move on. And if they are making a Halo 1, I know that it'll probably be interesting to start with, and then it'll probably turn into the rest of the battle royales, in my opinion, where it'll just then become something else that's just the same, and then we got to wait for the next one. I think they should just make the next game. Like, that's what they should be focusing their time on, not a battle royale.
I think that's done and completed. They pulled it back.
If it was done and completed, it'd be out.
No, they pulled it back to add battle royale. I said this about a month ago.
No, they pulled it back because the textures look like dog shit.
That's what they say, but then they've got fucking devs coming and saying, "Yeah, the game's done."
Then why didn't they bring it? If the game was done, why didn't they bring it out when they launched their console?
Because what they do, right, is like I said before, there's so many people that will jump on that straight up battle royale. Like, I would jump on battle royale Halo simply because it's battle royale. So they say there's.
You can't. You don't have an Xbox.
Well, I have an Xbox, but what I'm saying is,
what if it's
right?
just on the new one?
Yeah, but if they do what COD did with Warzone, they put the battle royale out to everybody, right? Everybody. So you stick it on PlayStation, PC, Switch, right? You're bringing people to that. They go out, they play that battle royale, and then they're like, whoa, this game's cool. This looks cool. These characters are cool. The lore that's set in this battle royale is cool. I want to see where this goes. You have people on the PC buying the game passes. See them getting the Halo. You see people on PlayStation going, I might just get a Xbox to try Halo out. It's like they're giving people a taste, and then it'll drag them in. That's their game plan if they do that.
I think that if you're a Halo fan, you would be excited for the new game coming in the first place. You don't need a battle royale to tell you to be happy about it. For the casual person playing it, I feel like I only would play a battle royale of something I'm interested in, because, like, in my opinion, like you're saying yourself, you've never played Halo, but if they made it a battle royale, it would suddenly change your mind. That is a small minority, in my opinion. I feel like, why would you just play a battle royale in a universe that you don't even know just because it's got the word battle royale in it? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with Cold War. A lot of people are like, nah, I don't want to play this. Then they realise that, like, certain guns were Cold War, or certain mechanics were Cold War. The main reason why people don't play
Cold War is because people weren't over the Call of Duty when they pumped the Cold War out, because they can't break their formula of putting a new one out every year. That's why everybody didn't play Cold War. If they just waited and then brought it out next year or a couple of years from now, obviously look at it a lot different, because again it would be a more up-to-date game. But that's why folk weren't off the Modern Warfare train. And then when Cold War come out, they're like, well, why would I move on to a new one when I'm still enjoying this one? And then
I get that. But, like, if you look at it, you've got 10 people playing Halo. So you've got 10 people, right? And they're bringing Halo out. The small minority, so there's 4 people that like Halo, they like Xbox. Then you've got the PC and you've got the stuff. And they've never tried it. They get it's a simple case of they're marketing this game for free by bringing this game out. Obviously that's cost them money, but they'll make money from the skins and all this monetization shit, right? Yeah, but people will go into it and they're putting it out there, and then some YouTuber will be like, this is fucking brilliant, I might go and play Halo, try it out. Then you get this kid who wants to play Halo now because that person said it, and then that person brings on that person, and it's just a pyramid scheme for it all, and it works. It's one of the best free advertisement COD's ever done, and they'll keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because it works for them. And Halo and Xbox, they've looked at it and went, that's what we want to do. That's what we want.
I feel like COD works differently because they brought the game out, then the Battle Royale. Not the Battle Royale, then the game out.
Yeah, but more people went to... Like, they had like I said before, they had a number of people played COD. Then they had more people went on to Warzone. Then more people bought
it was free.
Modern Warfare. Yeah, it was free. Then they bought Modern Warfare for, say, because it was easier to upgrade your guns and all this stuff in that, then go into Warzone. So that's what they did, and it's the same with Cold War. So World War, say the next one, which is maybe Call of Duty World War 2, don't know fucking why, because I'm sure the last one was World War 2, they go bring that out, people are like, nah, I don't want to play that. They jump into Warzone like, oh, there's a gun that it would take me ages to unlock in Warzone, but it would be easier to unlock.
I don't think they should bring out another Call of Duty yearly. I think they should cut.
I don't think they should either. I don't think they should go to the past again. I don't. I think they should just keep going forward. Not like futuristic fucking robot suits again, but just, I don't know, make up a fucking war.
I think it's quite hard to do things now because they've done literally everything. Yeah.
They could just make up a war. Just make up a story.
It's a bit weird though. Like,
we play little games
like
where
we've gone off on a massive Call of Duty tangent, and it's not. I couldn't give a rat's ass about that game, so I don't really want to talk about it.
Wow, there's a conversation. You just cut it deep. Anyway, moving on, since Fraser's forcing the subject to change. We got I don't know if you watched the trailer, but we got a CG animated Rugrats. Did you see it?
I saw it.
That shit was creepy. Like, I thought it was creepy.
It's weird, like, but it only looks different because we watched Rugrats when we were younger.
Oh,
so it's like
obviously
so
to us.
For us it's creepy.
Like,
but I think probably kids nowadays will be like, well, I mean, does Rugrats even work nowadays? Like, if to me, Rugrats feels like a predominantly 90s cartoon.
Yeah. So
it's like Ed, Edd and Eddy. Have you seen what they look like now?
Nah, I feel like Junkies is what.
Do you know what you should? Well, while we're talking about Rugrats, Google it. No, like they're rebooting it. Like they're bringing a new version out, and you should see what they look like now. Ed, Edd and Eddy, yeah. But the Rugrats, man, like it's. I feel like it's just not something that works now. It's not that I think it doesn't work nowadays. It's just to me it does. Like I said before, it feels like a predominant 90s cartoon. Like.
Why is one of the kids look like Dexter?
Did you see what the Ed, Edd and Eddy looks like? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why?
It looks weird, man. It looks weird.
Yeah, that's just wrong in so many ways.
So yeah, it's like certain cartoons I think belong back then.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think they are like insensitive or this. It's just that the ways they don't work nowadays. The children and who watches cartoons, the audience have changed completely.
Yeah. Why didn't why not just make a continuation? The Rugrats.
They did that at one point, remember?
Did they?
They did that. They remember it was called Grow. I can't remember what it's called, but they were in high school or whatever.
I literally
remember that?
Cannot remember this.
Yeah, there was a cartoon when they were older.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Mate,
I'm not lying.
I know, I'm not saying you're lying, but I mean, like, I cannot, for the life of me, remember that happening.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, they were in high school. And they were all, Angelica was like a little bit older than them still, and they were all in high school. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, there was a thing. The best thing for nowadays about Rugrats is all the weird fan
God,
theories,
Rugrats all grown up.
Yeah, I told you it was a thing.
Shit, that's... Wow, I cannot remember that.
It's all the fan theories about Rugrats that are really dark and twisted.
I like the kids on there actually talking. It's all in Angelica.
Yeah, they're super twisted. I mean,
I'm not
not going to watch it because, like, again, I'm nearly a 30-year-old man. I'm not going to watch Rugrats.
But you've got a kid now, Fraser. You've got an excuse.
He's not born yet, so I don't have an excuse.
I'm not going to watch it. Like, I don't think my kid's going to be like, Dad, I want to watch that.
I think a lot of the reason why we talked about it is because, like, again, it's from our childhood, and it's like, oh my God, did you see what they did to the Rugrats? They've made them like not. It's more. I think it's a lot to do with. It's just. I just don't think the cartoon works for nowadays.
No. Moving on to a TV show. This is not written down. I'm remembering shit that I keep forgetting. I forgot to write. But a quick one. They're making a Frasier continuation or reboot. There was a discussion the other day between me and someone. I heard it was a reboot, like a remake. Sorry,
it'll probably be a continuation.
Yeah, I don't think
because I'm not going to do it without Chelsea Grammer.
No, I know, but like, is this something you would watch? Would you watch what happens to Frasier?
Depends what channel it was on. If it was on like Netflix, probably.
Yeah.
I'd probably have a look at it, but if it's on like Netflix or I've got easy access to it, yeah, would I go out my way looking for it?
No,
probably not.
No, especially with the dad not being there.
I'd go out my way. Well, he's probably going to be that age. Maybe it's, I don't know. They'll add something in where there is a younger character as well. But if it was on a streaming service I could access, then yeah, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah. Maybe. But
nothing's dead anymore, man. Nothing's dead anymore.
That's true. That's true. Moving on to some Marvel news. Spider-Man No Way Home. And under the title says coming Christmas. Didn't say which Christmas, but it said Christmas.
2025.
Aye, probably. The way it's going. Obviously, we got some fake headlines for this titles for this film.
But they all put in, which is quite telling as well.
Yeah, because if you put them all together, they look like the Goblin.
I wasn't going to say that. No.
Right, what were you going
to say? I'll look it up if you keep talking.
Right. Have you seen the still? I've seen stills for this, and they're all like Peter's hiding in a building, like it looks like a run-down building, and somebody comes in and sees him, and rumour has it that's Daredevil. Because obviously Daredevil's maybe in it.
Everybody's, 1,000 things are rumoured, yeah.
And obviously...
Oh, is it the colours that makes people think it's Goblin? Because it's purple, white, and hang, right? Because it's like purple him, green hang, and then silver for the rider.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the one thing I noticed about it, so I know that his friend posted, like, home slice.
Yeah.
Which is like, Peter being his friend.
Yeah.
Which isn't, like, that's a given, it's not massively interesting, right? So, Zendaya, MJ, she's the one that posted home wrecker, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it look like maybe they're hinting at they have a sort of fallen out, or someone does something to her, or someone does something to their relationship.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a continuation from the last one, spoilers to anybody who's not seen Far From Home, and I'm sorry, but everybody finds out that he's Peter.
Yep.
So that would mess with their relationship. And Peter, Tom Holland, said phone home, which is like he's stuck somewhere.
Yep.
So that's the thing that I'm kind of interested about, because there's no way that the titles that they released, they all posted, they'd get to decide that it's a coincidence.
Yeah, I think it's all going to work out in a way that we're going to be surprised.
Honest question for you, right? Think about this, right? This just popped into my head, right? So it's called No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
Isn't this the last one in the Marvel Universe? They fought for this one, and this is the last one that they're getting. Tom Holland was like asking if they could finish off the trilogy in the MCU and that, and he begged and everything like that, and good on him.
Yeah.
But it's awfully convenient that the title is then called No Way Home.
Well, yes, and also some other news that Tom Holland's contract is out after this film, and he plans to take a break from Marvel and Spider-Man after this. So I think Tom Holland, which he's very young. He's still a very young character, so to me, it'd be very weird if they killed him off.
I don't think they're going to kill him off, but I think that, I don't know how this film's going to end, but maybe the next time we see Spider-Man in the MCU, he might look a bit like Miles instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see at the end Peter Parker just being like, I need to leave. Like, I need to get out. I've got no life here, blah, 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 all this shit. And then we have a Miles Morales.
I don't think we're going to see it in the film. No. But I think that it's basically going to be like the end of Peter, so we know that when eventually the Spider-Man rears his head again, it will be Miles instead, because I firmly believe that especially Into the Spider-Verse has kind of... Miles was already popular in the comic book world, but I feel like after Spider-Verse, like, Miles has been pushed to being popular in the mainstream world.
Yep.
The game proves it as well. Is that, like, Miles? This is like the Miles. After this, I think that the Miles on the big screen is gonna happen.
Which, like, don't get me wrong, I want to see Miles Morales on the big screen. I want to see that kid and his powers and all that. But I need to see him with Spider-Man. Like, I need to see him growing with Spider-Man. That's what I want to see. Because Tom Holland, like I said, 3 own films. Like, he's young. Like, I don't understand what's the point in him disappearing already. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's too soon.
It's probably because of the stuff between Fox and Disney. That's the main reason why it's happening, man. I imagine.
Aye, but at the same time, like, Fox still owns Miles Morales.
True, that's a good point. They still own the Spider-Man lights, half of it. Part of it.
Yeah, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, where are they about to go with this? Don't get me wrong, if they're like, we're moving on, phase 4, we're kind of going past everything, we're changing it all up, but he's not old guard. Like, he's new still. Like, this might be his 3rd film, but he's still a new character. Yes.
See the whole where he keeps denying that Toby and Andrew's in it?
Yeah.
He's fucking lying, right?
Mate, I think he's playing on the fact that he's the guy that leaks everything. Like, Tom Holland is the most leaking guy there is.
Him and Mark Ruffalo,
Him and Mark
really
Ruffalo.
bad for it.
Yeah. So I don't see him going, oh, aye, they're up, they're here. I feel like he's just 100% be like, nah, no happening. Definitely no. And that's what he's doing. And he's doing it the best way. I still think they're going to turn up because there's actual proof that at least Tobey Maguire has turned up. You know what I mean?
On the other hand, though, the whole speculation about Daredevil and
but Matthew Cox has shot. He's shot for the film. Like, he's come out himself.
I'm not talking about like him being in it or not or whatever. Right? It's more about the fact that like Daredevil might turn up, Goblin might turn up, Spider-Man might turn up. Think he's coming back as Doc Ock. Talk about Willem Dafoe. Like, when is too much? When is too much?
A lot. Like, I think,
you know what I mean?
This has to be 4 hours long. Like, this, in my mind.
I don't think it's going to be 4 hours long, but I can assure you it's probably going to be the best Spider-Man we're going to ever get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not ever get, but it's going to be the best Spider-Man that has been done yet.
Yeah, that I can 100% agree with. I just... to have all these Spider-Man... Like, I kind of feel like Spider-Man has to go into something on the way to his film. Like, I feel like he has to turn up in maybe Doctor Strange or...
Well, this is the thing, is that we don't know what the state of the MCU is going to be like by the time his film rolls around. Because obviously, like, there's still... I don't know how many films are to come out in between it, or what's to come out in between it, but I know that some things might be like... Some things might be completely different in the universe, so where an alternate version of someone else is normal to turn up.
Yeah.
So it's more about, like, it's going to be a big thing having all these people in, but maybe the reason why all this is going to happen is because the world has shattered in the first place. So you're going into the film knowing that there's going to be some wiggity whack shit going on. So it's not like, you know that technical term, wiggity whack?
Yeah.
So folk are not, it's not going to be this big massive thing where it's the only film that does it. Maybe it's already like a common thing.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, Doctor Strange is to do with the multiverse. There's like WandaVision-y stuff. I mean, we fuck knows what Loki's going to do with messing about with time. You know, It's confirmed about Kang the Conqueror, and his whole thing is about fucking up with time and shifting things about. So you just didn't ken what the world is going to be like in the first place when it gets into his film.
Here they go, right? They are what they're playing with, because they've done it with Quicksilver, who obviously when we get to the end of this we'll chat about. But like they've put a character there who could be another character for another universe, right? Took us, but we've discussed it about 4 times. What happens if we watch the Spider-Man, right, and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire aren't Peter Parkers? They're just Ron and John Joe, who works with fucking the Daredevil as lawyers.
Mm-hmm. And they become Pete Spearmans.
No, that they could. That's how they could do it. But I mean, like, if they have no powers, they never become.
Would that annoy you if the cast Tobey Maguire as just a random role and not a Spider-Man?
Yes, but if they do Tobey Maguire, if Tobey Maguire is
like
just a pizza delivery guy,
the octopus is like, don't I know you? Like, do we not have with the things and the stuff?
Yeah, like, it makes I think it'd be funny, but at the same time, like, what a blue balls fucking moment that was.
They wouldn't have him though. But no. I don't. That's the thing. I'm glad we've got a title
Yeah.
I think No Way Home is a good title. It's compared to what I thought I heard, where the rumour there was, which was Homesick. That's the one that I heard it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago, it was going to be Homesick. But No Way Home, so keeping it in the home category, you know.
I know. I can't wait to do Home Alone, Spider-Man. Moving on.
Spider-Man, Homeless.
Yeah. We could sit... No, right, no.
Yeah, we could,
no.
we could.
Big Hero 6, we all know, is a Disney /
film that was weirdly decent but never got a sequel?
Yeah, never got a sequel, but it got like a TV show on Disney, right? They might be coming into the Marvel Universe, which I don't know where to... This is Kevin Feige talking to
Disney
some guy.
Plus TV show, if they're going to do it.
Yeah, if they're going to do it, it has to be that way, because I didn't see Wanda breaking the fucking universe, right? And fucking
Big Hero just floaty marshmallow robot just slowly comes in to the scene.
Just
deflating taste.
Just like me, if they do that, right? If they put that in a film,
if they do that, I'm gonna go up for the role of that tall stoner guy, the one that gets the dragon suit.
Yeah,
definitely,
yes. Mate. If they did that, right, but didn't give us X-Men, I'd lose my fucking mind. I'd like, you fucking gave us cartoon fucking robot, but you'll not fucking give us X-Men.
I think if they're going to do it, it'll be Disney Plus, it'll be nice, happy and cheerful, and I think it would work in a live action.
Yeah.
Get the guy who plays Shaggy to be the guy in the dragon suit.
Yeah. Well, it would have been that guy for Deadpool, but, you know. He can't really do anything with Disney, to be honest with you, because he's a bit of a fan. But will I watch it? Yeah, let's be serious. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
like, it's something I'll watch it. Yes, but like, I don't see it being a thing we see anytime soon.
No,
you know
I don't know.
Like,
no, I think it may just be a rumour. We don't know.
Or if it's like the Grandmaster comes back and he's got a collection of fucking superheroes or some bullshit. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But fuck those. Right.
I think we're on to the film now, aren't we?
Zack Snyder put an Army of the Dead trailer out, and I wasn't a fan of it. And I love zombies.
It looks super stylised. It's got Batista in it.
Yep.
That's what I got from it.
I'll watch it because it's got Batista on it. That's all I need to ken. But yeah, that's it for this week's news. Even though we all have fun with Zack Snyder films, we can't really go into it right now because I don't think it was a full trailer. But we will move on to Fraser's movie of the week. No, that was my choice.
That was your movie.
My movie of the week, 2004 Van Helsing hit, starring Hugh Jackman, and Kate. Oh, I look sexy in leather Beckinsale.
You don't see that often anymore. By the way, totally, like, so many people I forgot that were in this, just to get this out now, right? So, another film that I watched this morning, because I woke up and Rachel, my wife, was watching bits of it, was Moulin Rouge. Okay. Because that's also on Stars. And the guy who plays Dracula is in Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, Richard Roxburgh.
The guy, Faramir is in Van Helsing.
Yeah, David Wenham.
Yeah, he's psychic, is Faramir from Lord of the Rings. And do you know who plays Igor? It's Benny from The Mummy.
Oh, that's where he's from.
You know the one where he's like, he's the one where he's like, I've got all the horses, and he's like, you're on the wrong side of the road. That guy that's the guy who plays Igor.
Wow. Here's a little tidbit for you. Guess who played Mr. Hyde?
Robbie Coltrane, the man who is Hagrid.
Yeah. I didn't think you'd fucking get that bit, you fucking prick. But moving on. I'll hit it with the synopsis. Mm-hmm. The famed monster hunter is sent to Transylvania to stop Count Dracula. Van Helsing
That's using
drag.
I mean,
that cool.
That's enough.
I was going to put an accent and everything on.
No, don't put an accent on, please. Don't. I spent half the movie trying to figure out what the Transylvanian accent is. Anyway.
So did the actors. Just
no, only a few of them.
The only thing in this film...
Dracula didn't, he stuck to it.
Yeah, he was brilliant. But the only thing...
Beckinsale, not so much.
Mate, the only thing everyone could say with the accent is Van Helsing. every single person could say Van Helsing perfectly.
It's because it's surprisingly, funnily enough, it's the name of the movie.
No, but like they're like, all right, love, Van Helsing. Like, okay, calm down, Kate. Like, just calm down, Hen. You know what I mean? Fucking, nobody wants to hear you. Just saying.
Right. You want me to, go through the play-by-play the way that we normally do it, or you want to take it? Or...
No, fuck. That's your bread and butter, mate. I do the news. I do the homework. That's like past.
Try to tell me I don't do homework.
No, I've never seen you do homework.
Fair enough. That hurts. I didn't do homework back when I was at school. I guess I don't do it now. Right. So, I mean, the start, right, this is the thing about this Van Helsing film. So, obviously, like you say, it's about Dracula, but not only is there's not only just Dracula in this, there's like you say, there's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, there's werewolves, there's Frankenstein. That's it.
Frankenstein's monster, because he's not called Frankenstein.
Yes. Yeah, but sorry. Victor von Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. Sorry. I apologise. You are technically right. I probably would have corrected you at some point.
Well, at least you know.
So, one thing that I forgot all about, right, before we get to the first Van Helsing bit, with the black and white and the Frankenstein the Frankenstein's monster coming to life. Right, I was like, so they put it in black and white to total the old and the proper monster Frankenstein film and make it look really old.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, isn't everybody the same? Why does everybody look the same? Where everybody looks the same when Van Helsing turns up.
Right.
Right? So I always wondered about this, right? This film is set back then, right?
Yeah, way back in the way. Aye.
It is set way back in the way, right?
Aye.
Because the way that he goes through the bells and everything like that.
Is that your question?
Well, it's hard to tell because his gadgets aren't for way back the way.
Aye, but they're a secret order of fucking knights and fucking magic ninja fucking people. Of course the gadgets.
I just couldn't. I thought it was a big gap between what happened at the very start and then him turning up. I couldn't. Because when it came up 1 year later, I was like.
Yeah, but remember, Paris only has half a fucking Eiffel Tower.
So it is way back in the way.
It's way back in the way.
Right, these gadgets would never... Right, these gadgets don't work. Right, okay. That's just... They're special future gadgets, I guess.
Well, that's Carol's place, Why? See, man, fucking Walking Dead has ruined my ability to say Carol.
Just say sidekick.
Carol.
Just say sidekick.
Carol. Sidekick.
Just say sidekick.
Sidekick. Fuck it.
Whose name is?
No, you say it. You say it.
Carl.
Say it again.
Carl.
Is this a Scottish person thing? Am I the only one who cannot say that right?
What, Carl?
You're putting a twang on it, at the end.
Well, that's the way that Rick says it.
Oh, no, Rick goes, Carl! So,
I like the way that Frankenstein looks. I don't know if you think about this, but see how obviously there's Karl Borloff, the total OG Frankenstein, and then you've got No, but at least it didn't look like that I Frankenstein movie. Remember that piece of shit?
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the sort of mismatch. I know you don't see very much of it. You don't see a lot because it's black and white, but I do like how Frankenstein looks, and I like the way he talks. He talks like an opera singer.
Yeah. And obviously it's
and I don't know if it was
he's like a child too.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the way that actor speaks in general, or if I just think his whole bravado voice. I thought that the Frankenstein is one of my favourite parts of the whole film. Just his personality, the way he comes across, I really enjoy.
That's a little fun tidbit. The guy who played Frankenstein, aka Schuler Hensley, I've seen him in nothing, but he's the lead protester in The Great Showman.
Yeah, well, probably friends with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. I liked, mate, the whole film, right? The best looking thing in this film besides Kate Beckinsale's ass, has to be Frankenstein's monster.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, for me.
I think it's because it's practical.
Yeah, and it's done very well. At that scene, right, I like that whole, like, oh, burn down, we need to get him. Like, it gives you the whole why he's afraid of fire. Like, I like that. But could someone
only really turns up once, though, about the whole fire thing. But yeah.
Could someone explain to me why there is a fucking windmill filled with absinthe? Like, for what purpose?
Well,
like,
you see Kate Beckinsale drinking it, for plot convenience, I assume.
I know.
I guess so.
Like, it's just a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing that ticks to the back of my brain where I'm like, that makes no sense. But yes, I like that scene. I like the opening. It kind of sets the tone of we're getting the old fucking 1900s fucking Dracula.
One thing I would say, like, it's very like campy, cheesy film. It doesn't take itself way too seriously. It's not like super scary as well. That's one of the things I enjoy about it. It's not one of those. It's just a sit back, watch it, and just let stupid shit happen on the screen, and you enjoy it. From time to time, you're a bit like, wait, what? And then other times you're like, well, that looks shit. But I think it's like one of those. You just don't look too much into it. It's like Fast and Furious. I don't give a shit what's going on, but like, there's cars that jumping across stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like fun to watch. That's what I count this movie as. So like a lot of the stuff that happens in it, like it's just monsters fighting each other. Or people fighting monsters. That's the fun part in it. Do you understand why, like... Because... See how obviously they hate Van Helsing, the people, especially the people at the start.
Yeah.
And I kind of get it with the whole Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because he would only see Hyde and then people would just see he would only see Jekyll. No, Hyde. I was right the first time. He would see Hyde, but people would see Jekyll. So there would be like they would just think he's a normal guy. Like what happens at the end of the fight scene.
Yeah.
Which the fight scenes, how do you feel about the fight scene, just while we're at that bit?
I think Hyde's terrible CGI, but...
So, it's not my favourite Hyde, it's not my worst Hyde. Lee the Extraordinary Gentleman has my least favourite Hyde.
Yeah,
I like the actor,
I
just don't like that Hyde. And then Russell Crowe's Hyde was shit, also. Again, it's something that, honestly, if you give, like, I know I'm off tangent, but if you give, like... a really person who likes to work with like darkness, like I'm trying like Darren Aronofsky, like someone like him, or if you give it to one of those directors that love to work in like, or you give it to the guy who did The Invisible Man, give him Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he would knock that out of the park. How that's not been done like proper, like really good, is amazes me to this day.
People have touched it already, and it hasn't came across. So companies are like, "Nah, I'm not touching that now. That's not happening."
I feel like the guy who did The Invisible Man, and also did Upgrade. Like if he did a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie, like it would be
Upgrade.
It'd be fucking amazing. Like
totally. I'm straight there with you. Like I think that'd be fucking awesome.
But as I was saying about like. I get that part because he turns back into a human and they call him a monster, right? But see when he goes to like Transylvania and the vampires are just out in the fucking open. There's no fucking qualms about the fact that they're vampires. So why does everybody consider him being a bad person?
Because they live in safety with them, in the sense of they only eat, like the gravedigger guy says, they only eat for food, for hunger. So it's 1 or 2 a month, which it's still bad.
And I do understand that, but I mean, like, why does the world hate him when he gets rid of monsters? Because it's not like everybody thinks these monsters are make believe, because some of them are right in front of your fucking face.
Yeah, I think it's the case that they don't believe he can kill them. So it's like, well, why are you trying this if you're just going to get us fucked? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a case of we'd rather take our chances with the evil that fucking barely kills us to this guy who could get us all killed straight away. You know what I mean? So he's putting them in graver danger if he doesn't kill them. You know what I mean? It's just self-survival.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that kind of, it doesn't last that long as well. The other thing that I kind of wonder about is, and this is just for plot convenience whatsoever, so after he's killed Mr. Hyde, and he turns back into Dr. Jekyll and he gets called a monster, and he goes back to the secret society where he gets all his weapons, and he talks to his sidekick Carl, and we get the exposition dump about Dracula and Kate Beckinsale's family.
Yeah.
If this Dracula was so important,
yeah,
why are they just talking about it now? If he's lived for fucking forever.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense, especially the fact that this whole fucking generation of families, like, we're going to take him. We'll take him. That's our job. I think they've left it to them. Like, we cannot go in, we cannot do this, we're a secret order, we have to leave that to these people, knowing that they're going to die. But they're just like, okay.
Yeah, because none of them succeeded.
Yeah. Also, I don't understand why it's like they've got this. I think it's a whole, like, keep control of Van Helsing, because they know who he is and all this stuff, which...
Do you think they know? Which they... Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't think the film goes into enough. Like, it only gives us hints where he's like, oh yeah, I remember fighting in fucking 70 AD, and like,
we get a little bit at the end, and the most thing we get off is the scenes between him and Dracula.
Yeah, which we'll get to. But, like, I think it's just one of those things they're keeping control of him, so they didn't want to put him there because they knew he'd get answers. You know what I mean? Why would you let your guard dog know that they've got something, they can go somewhere else?
True, you know that is a point that I do understand. If we've obviously talked about Frankenstein, we've talked about, we'll get to that. Like, thoughts on the look of the werewolves? Now, in my opinion, I think the werewolves don't actually look that bad. Obviously, they've been done different in a lot of different media.
Yeah.
But I think the werewolves don't look terrible in this.
They don't. Like, obviously we only see, like, 3. Hugh Jackman's obvious, like, shit kind of looks the best when it comes to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The first werewolf probably looks the worst. The brother probably looks the second best.
Yeah, the brother looks cool. Besides, it's just annoying. But what I liked is the transition to the werewolf. Like, not the wall crawling, like the whole face thing, but like how he rips his skin off to, like, become this creature. That I
do like that about the werewolf, because you can kind of go about it different ways. There's obviously, like, the extendo everything, where everything starts to, like, stretch out, and
then
mostly,
you've got
if I could think of, like, the underworld looking ones as well. If I could think of, like, transform scenes, I could think of, obviously we've got this, which I just watched. Harry Potter has got the transform into the werewolf thing, which is kind of just the legs, just sort of and then obviously you got American Werewolf in London, which has like the best transform into a werewolf scene, period. Yeah, there's
a TV show I watched on Netflix. I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but that had the guy that played it. He played. There's somebody in that. Bill Skarsgård's TV show, but somebody that played it with him was a werewolf, and his was gruesome. Like, the wolf just burst out his body. I was like, that was rough. But I liked this one. It wasn't too gory. It wasn't like horror-esque, like you said.
Because it's still kind of family-friendly transform, but it's still like a cool way to do it, where it is like the skin becomes like paper and the werewolf kind of bursts through.
Yeah.
Without all the blood and guts, and what would happen if you really did turn into a fucking werewolf? It would be horrific.
Yeah, I love that he's like, I need to talk to you, and he just keeps cutting him off. I'm like, that's such plot purposes that just you can't help but laugh at it, because if that was me, I'd be like, Dracula, blah blah blah. And his sister was like, what?
I like Kate Beckinsale in this movie. I understand that, like, there's certain things that have to happen with her character that kind of make her a bit stupid.
Yes.
Especially with, like, you've been fighting this Dracula and mythical creatures your entire life, and you can't figure out the telltale signs of what your brother's a fucking werewolf.
Yeah. Like.
But there's like but then I understand about how he's like the last one left, and the whole point in her family is about his family's the only thing she's ever had. So I can see how that she kind of gets rose tinted glasses.
Yeah.
About the situation, because obviously after they say they go to send Van Helsing to Transylvania, which I like the setting of Transylvania. I'm glad they didn't just randomly like play Trinity, where they're like, guess what, Dracula's in fucking New York.
Yeah, that's
they actually put it in Transylvania, the fucking big classic deal situation. And then his brother, they get into like a werewolf fight, because we learn that werewolves have been servants to Dracula.
Yeah.
Never explained why, but they just are.
Yeah. A little bit of tidbit for you, a little bit of trivia. Right, trivia. I know you love trivia. You're a trivia guy. Do you know where Van Helsing and Anna fight the Dracula's brides? In that wee town,
yes,
the main town.
Where I would say that we're going to get to next, I would say.
Yes. Oh, we're not there yet, so my bad. That scene is the same place that they shot Frankenstein in 1931, Dracula in 1931, and The Wolfman in 1941. They were all filmed in that area. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a history hang. And then that doesn't live up to the classic monster films.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, Van Helsing does turn up, nonchalant, just walks in with all his shit, and they're like instantly hating him because I guess they don't like new people for some reason.
Yeah, so new people don't
know
last
why,
long.
because they don't know he's Van Helsing. That's the point. If they knew who he was, I'd understand. But he's new, and they suddenly turn on him, like he's going to be fucking friends with the vampires. I don't know.
Also, the fact that
I guess
they're just kind of like
the only way I can elaborate from it. Yeah, well, the only way I can elaborate it is that like the wives of Dracula were tourists who came in, but they've been about for ages too, so you never can.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kate Beckinsale was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And she's like, he's like, "Well, I want to kind of deal with a big issue that you have."
You seem to have a bug problem I want to sort.
Some sort of bat infestation.
Yeah.
And then the werewolf, the wives, the Dracula's wives come down and attack. Now, one thing that, this is a kind of thing that they do in the film, but like, why does it suddenly switch between nighttime and daytime in Transylvania?
Because it's just for story purposes. But there is places
plot reasons.
Plot reasons. There is a lot of places in the world where like there's hardly any sun shows, so it makes sense for a vampire to be in a place with not enough sun. So that's
but that's the thing, is that like I understand from Dracula's point of view, because he doesn't really go out. He's mostly in the same location. He's in his hideout, he's in his castle, or he goes to that ball. That's it.
Yeah, he's a recluse.
But his wives are like fucking everywhere.
Aye, they didn't really seem to, but they kind of disappeared. You know, obviously when the sun comes out, they're going to disappear. But like in a sense of they knew instantly they must hide right now. So like I'd like to see them panic a bit and then disappear, but you know, plot time.
Well, what's your thoughts on the wives? Like, what is your thoughts on their characters alone? Because a lot of them are like, it's the one that dies first is annoying as shit.
Yes.
Right. The last one to live can get quite annoying, and then I felt like the one in the middle just didn't really.
Yeah, the blonde was a screecher. The ginger was kind of obsessed with Anna, and the dark-haired one seemed like the old mum fucking type.
Yeah.
Which
it's weird. It's just like to me, they were kind of put in it to obviously they have to be in it for like the vampire babies.
Yeah.
But it's also about like to make it look like they're still killing a vampire every so often. They're still kind of winning.
Yeah.
Because like one of the things that I noticed in this film, and it's probably one of the things that I have the biggest faults with, is that Dracula only kills one person in this film, and it's somebody right at the fucking start.
Yeah, and then it doesn't seem like to be fair, it does go, why do these people bother us? We don't do anything, we keep to ourselves. Like, he's kind of not...
Yeah, but that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. Of course he fucking would. It's because he's so full of himself. 100% he is a Dracula.
You're telling me Dracula could easily... He's just got bored with life. He's just got bored with life. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He just wants to live his own life. Obviously, making those fucking babies would be the worst
that's all he cares
thing.
about is the children thing. Yeah. Because like, it's only the only time, the one tiny moment you ever see in him where things like a tiny bit of fear is where right at the very fucking end, where like the whole fight with Van Helsing.
But he screams at you see him get angry at his wives. And he's like, don't be scared of me, everyone's afraid of me. Like, it seems like it kind of wants to be, he doesn't want to be the person he was, like, fucking 1900s.
It's weird, it's just a weird version of Dracula, because I like the guy who does Dracula in this. Like, I mean, it's not the best Dracula ever done, of course not.
No, that's...
It's just weird that it's just not like...
That's Dracula
It's just
Untold.
like I say, he only kills one person in the movie, but he's meant to be this big bad person that needs to get rid of. It's fucking Dracula, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
like make him more threatening.
If you've never heard of Dracula, like this is your first iteration of him. Like this is the first time you've seen it, heard it. This is it.
Which is impossible nowadays.
I know,
like, straight up, it's
but like
Dracula.
if you were, you'd be watching it and going, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. Doesn't seem like a bad guy. Why?
He's not the worst Dracula. You know what? Here we go. Since we're in that territory, fun fact, fun halfway trivia, fun fact.
Okay.
Best Draculas.
Dracula Untold.
Right. So we're moving on for that because you just ruined it. Really? Please don't tell me you.
I fucking loved that film. I loved that film. Like I felt like if they fucking carried that shit on, it'd be fucking brilliant. Favourite iteration of Dracula has to be the Castlevania TV show, but that's the kind of Dracula I feel that this Dracula is, where he's kind of done with life, he's a recluse. That's where I kind of feel like that's shown its colours.
It's not the best. It's not your it's the best depiction of a. Please don't say that Dracula Untold is your favourite depiction of vampires.
No, that's Interview with a Vampire.
At least that's better.
I love that film.
Bram Stoker's Dracula is a good Dracula.
Yeah. What's the
Blade
old guy?
Trinity Dracula is Gary Oldman. That's the Gary Oldman, Keanu Reeves Dracula.
Yeah, but I mean, remember it's the comedy one.
The OG,
the comedy one.
Leslie Nielsen, that one's brilliant.
Yeah,
that one's
One.
ridiculous.
I love that one.
You've got obviously the classic like Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
The Dracula. I mean, the one for Blade Trinity is dog shit. That's a bad
That's
Dracula.
much worse than Dracula Untold.
That's the worst Dracula ever put to screen.
Yeah, definitely.
White polo shirt V-neck Dracula. That's the worst one. Anyway, but yeah, that's how I feel about the Dracula character. It's like it's sort of like he's not very threatening. That's why I think the wives are in it in the first place, because they need to like fight something, because Dracula never goes and fights them.
Yeah, I kind of would have liked to see like Kate Beckinsale, because like I said, he seems like he's a recluse. He's given up on life. I would have liked to have seen him fight the brother or the sister, and they kind of just brushed him off like, "Oh, you're nothing to me. Like I have no time to fight you."
Because it's like this family's been fighting him for decades, and he's like, "Oh, do you know what I think we try?" Because you know when he first meets Gabriel, or I love the fact that he calls him that. That's a good. I like that factor. God, I thought knows what the accent is. I guess it's like a Slavic sort of like Russian accent.
Yeah, I would say so.
So the thing, I would have enjoyed to see that too, because they're like, when he like after that, he's like, do you know we tried a cross? Do you know we tried a stake? Do you know we tried fucking Holy War? Do you know we tried daylight?
Yeah,
I would have loved to see them like something of them when they tried to do that and nothing happened, because it seems like every single time they come up against a vampire, they just get the fucking ass beat. No wonder they lost all their family members.
Yeah, it's like, we've got all these, we've got this is his castle, we've got all these books, we've got like, well, you just don't know anything. Like, this guy's just rocked up with a bag of shit that you could just be like, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. That scroll looks like this thing. I'll show you this thing on the wall. Like, it's a big fucking map, kind of the same paper. You know, I'll show you it. But they're clueless to fucking everything. And I'm like, what the fuck have you been hunting? You know what I mean?
They've been hunted really badly, clearly, because it's only until... Yeah, and then when Van Helsing turns up, they're like, oh, he's the first person to kill a vampire in like over 100 years. It's like, no wonder, because you know, pish.
It seems like a lot of people just didn't read a book. You know what I mean?
So what's your thoughts... Yeah, true. What's your thoughts on the sort of like half reveal of the babies? Because they see the babies, it doesn't work. And then the sidekick saves the lassie, and then that's when he comes across the sort of painting revealing that you need without them knowing, but they do figure out that you need a werewolf to beat Dracula.
Yeah.
But like, do you think they needed to do it twice?
Yeah. No, not really. I think it's just something they did to kind of stretch the film out, because they kind of realised
it'll fail without Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Because again, after the fight, they just conveniently find Frankenstein. really.
Yeah. They're like, monster. Yeah, we'll go after him. So, like, here he is. Here's this guy. He's a monster. Like, cool.
Question.
Yes.
If Frankenstein's monster hadn't said about they need him to break the baby, like, because as soon as they land there, they go to attack him because he thinks he's like the villagers and they think he's a monster, and then he just goes like out of nowhere where he's like, he goes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, they need me to bring their baby. It's like, why would you just spit that out?
Yeah.
Like, why?
I know. And then like,
it's not. I guess they need, obviously, but we kind of figured that from the start, where they don't talk about it, but you kind of can put two and two together. Yeah. They talk about with it not working, it's not as smart as Frankenstein, and stuff like that. I'm trying. So they go to escape Frankenstein. Kate gets taken away. That was like stuff that happens.
And then we get the ball.
This is my least favourite part of the film. Well, part of it I enjoy, part of it I fucking hate. So like you say, Kate gets taken by the vampire because one of the wives are dead.
Yes.
The second one dies at the sort of, which I do enjoy the carriage chase. I thought that's one of the best action scenes in the film.
Yeah, and obviously we get the first fire.
Yeah, like that. I do enjoy that part about that action sequence. Pretty good. The CG's not terrible in that. The stunts look pretty good from all-round performance. But she gets taken, and then they're like, "Oh, we need to meet somewhere in front of everybody where there's not just like a seat." And then the lassie goes, "Oh, there's a ball. Come and see the ball."
Yeah.
So, first of all, I fucking hate the trapeze bit. Like, I'm sorry, but Van Helsing, no matter if he's lived as fucking long as Dracula,
yes,
or whatever, cannot suddenly be a master trapezist.
Maybe it was a trapezist in his past life.
But there's like so many different things you could do that. That was like the stupidest plan of all time.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's kind of cheesy, it's no super serious. So they kind of just went, let's put him in a pair of tights and throw him over.
I still hate it. Right, the other main reason I hate the ball.
On you go.
Right, sorry for all the vampires in that entire ball are fucking pointless.
Yes.
They're there for like a second, just to say like, oh my god, they're all vampires. And then they all die from a weapon that they talked about
for
at the
3 seconds. Yes. They don't know what it does, but somehow it just killed them all. Like, okay.
Power of the sun?
Yeah, I get it. But like at the end of the day, that's kind of they've just taken down an army to stop people being like, oh, there's more vampires. Like, no, there isn't. I killed them all. Like, okay.
But why not just have it be like people under Dracula's control? The fact that it's this reveal about how that it's meant to be this big surprise that they're all vampires.
Yeah.
But then they literally like, oh, they're all vampires. Literally 2 seconds later, oh, they're all dead.
Yeah. But what, like, I wish they'd fought Van Helsing more. Like, you'd say, like you kind of how Daredevil does that fucking corridor fight. I kind of feel like I wish that was in it.
You know, the example of that is the sort of underground sewer fight in Blade 2. Yeah. Where they're all fucking going mental and every of them's fighting one of them off. And then they have to set up the bomb that makes like light go everywhere.
Yeah.
Instead of just putting it on the ground and jumping out a window, and then every single vampire that's apparently been about for ages that they've not talked about and apparently don't know just vanishes and then never talked about again.
Yeah. But what kind of bugs me is like, if you think about it, right? If you think about it, right? Besides shooting that crossbow and cutting off Jekyll's hand, in this film he doesn't actually do anything till the end that proves he's such a fucking great warrior.
Well, no, the carriage bit shows that he's decent. The start fight, like he does have moments of like he is a good fighter. I have to say, I have to disagree with you saying that he is a good fighter.
No, I'm not saying that he's not. I don't think I'm not.
It's missed opportunities more.
Yeah, I feel like he could have done something to really go, oh fuck me, he can take on 10, 20 vampires and keep on fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he just doesn't. So it kind of annoys me in that sense. But,
but we may as well just they find his lair. I have to talk about two other things with this film because most of it, we're going to get to the big finale anyway.
Yeah.
Their romance, Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale, Van Helsing and that lassie, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it a deserved romance? Do they have chemistry? Do you think so?
No. I honestly felt no attraction to them until they went, oh, we're attracted to each other. It just seems like two lonely people.
From him, not more him than her.
Yeah, but I think that's his acting. Really.
Uh-huh.
Right, I feel like it's just, story-wise, it just looks like two lonely people jumping each other to fucking, just to be with somebody. It's the same with the fucking friar and that fucking random bar wench. What's the purpose?
Well, I mean, he saved her and he asked for it.
It's just fucking...
Why not?
Yeah,
that's played for laughs more than anything.
Yeah, obviously. No, it's just... Sorry,
so, as a person who loves the supernatural related stuff, like yourself, what's your thoughts on this whole you need a werewolf to kill? Because Van Helsing gets scratched, bit, he gets bit by a werewolf when they kill the brother.
Yeah.
So he bites because, of course, if you need something to do something, it has to happen to him, right? And then conveniently, Dracula has the cure, right? Whatever,
yep.
Right? Of course, plot, whatever. But what's your thoughts as a supernatural fan of the vampires and the werewolves, which I like, but I know you're more than me. What's your thoughts on that you need a werewolf to beat a
vampire
of Dracula? You need a werewolf to kill Dracula.
It makes the most sense. It is the best, for me personally, the best part of the film that makes sense. In the story wise, that seems like, because in every iteration, Jesus fuck me, my brain's not working. That these characters about vampires, werewolves hate each other. So it makes sense that the fucking top dog of the vampires and the top dog of the fucking werewolves would be the cure to killing each other. That's the thing. You know what I mean? That makes sense to me. Frankenstein being a power battery doesn't make sense to me. His love interest with Kate Beckinsale doesn't make sense. All that stuff didn't make any sense to me, but that bit did. Because that's just normal supernatural stuff in my sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just one of those things that go together. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man and Venom makes sense. Captain America and Red Skull makes sense. Vampires, werewolves makes sense.
Okay.
No. Just for me.
That's fair enough. I do understand. It is a different spin on it, which is not just the simple,
we hate each other.
All the other stuff that they tried, yeah. So I do like it. I was just wanting to get your perspective on it. So, I mean, we may as well... So, how do you feel about her dying? Because, he turns into a werewolf, they have a big fight, which looks okay.
Yeah.
And then he beats... Dracula, bites him, he dies, and then she comes in to stab him with a cure, and he dies for her onto a lounge thing, I can't remember what you call it.
Yeah.
And then it kills her, but then she put in the cure and he goes back to normal. But how do you feel about the fact of her die? Because she technically wanted to see her family again, is it a good thing she's dead?
It makes sense for her to die, for it to have impact to him. It seems like he has a real loss. You know what I mean? It's like he's actually got a real loss in this, where before he only really had his sidekick. You know what I mean? That's the only relationship he had, and also the fucking priest. But he actually grown attached to someone in the story, which, as I've said my opinion about that. But for him to kind of get the strength to take on Dracula, I think he needed that push. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it'd have been bad if she survived at the end, because people would have been like, oh, that's super cheesy at the end. she's at the end anyway, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So I mean, I do agree with that. I think that it was like this moment, and then he had the the thing at the funeral. That was rather cheesy but nice, but sort of like that was pure early 2000s. I mean, what are you going to give it out of 5?
1.5.
1.5. See, I gave it a 2. A 2.5. More, I'd go for 2.5. It's more about just, I'd watch it just for like it's there.
I watched it simply because it's supernatural and it's Hugh Jackman. That's it. I thought the story was trash.
So I know this is unconventional, but I want to say it right now. My wife has just messaged me saying that she kind of needs me upstairs for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I will be back. I will be back as quickly as possible. I don't know if you want to keep this going. She's pregnant, so I'm literally going to help her whenever I can.
Yeah,
so if you just want to keep this going for 2 seconds, and I promise I won't be too long.
Okay. It's strange. You know what I mean? If I got up to go to the toilet, I'd get moaned at. Just saying. You know what I mean? It's probably. I'm hoping it's like a crazy thing she wants, because this is like, obviously it's his first pregnancy, like first child and first thing, and he's gonna be like, oh, you carried the movie on? Yeah, sure. No, I didn't. I broke it in this moment just to simply be, I wish his wife's like, I really want like a chocolate cookie with peanut butter slathered in it and a little bit of banana and maybe some raspberries and like some random shit. Like I hope, like I had that, and I hope he gets that, but it's probably not gonna be that. It'll be something fucking normal. I find it really weird that this film made back double its money, because I'll say this when Frasier's not here to go off, but I hated this film. That's why I got 1.5. I thought the CG was crap. Like, obviously we're going 2004, but CGI now, like I'm keeping it to this standard. He's looking at it like, this is nothing I put on to watch, but I looked at and nitpicked, and Kate Beckinsale's acting in this I felt was terrible. The only reasonably good acting in this was Hugh Jackman and David Wenham. Like, the wives were just screechy, there for purpose. Like, the Dracula's performance was good, and Frankenstein's monster was good, but we also realised like small bits. It's not like little massive story bits like they got with Hugh Jackman. I love that, like, Kate Beckinsale obviously became for Underworld. People, like, the director did not want her at all. Like, that's trivia right there. Did not want her. And Warner Brothers, like, Warner Brothers or Paramount, I can't fucking remember. Who was it? The Universal were like, yep, we want her. She's like a big actress, we want her now. And I kind of feel like that played back on them, because people would just look at that and then look at Underworld and be like, oh, aye, okay. Yeah, a little bit of errors. When explaining his lack of emotion and feeling, Dracula gets very emotional, which makes no sense. Like, I'm just going through fucking Anyway, with David Bates, while I waste 2 minutes for him to come down. Would I recommend to watch this film? No, watch something else. At the ball, Anna says, "You make my skin crawl, but her mouth doesn't move." That's fucked up. It just shows, right, this film. Where the fuck's the money for it? Like, the budget for this was 160 million and it made back 280. So, 120 fucking bonus. He also hasn't told me his movie of the week for next week. He hasn't told me. He's given me a list, hasn't went through them, hasn't told me what it was. I want him to do Die Hard 5, but he refuses straight down, says he will not do it, will not go near it, and that really fucking annoys me, because we might do any film, but he doesn't know that hopefully I will have a copy of the new Underworld movie, not Underworld, fuck off Carl, the new Monster Hunter movie with Mila Djokovic, which would be a lot of fun to have him come in, get him, since he loves that game that I completed so many moons ago. Sorry, my phone's going off on his tits. Come up. I'll hit you with what I've done lately, because I've not done that much, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I obviously Call of Duty had an update. They added in a big massive yacht that crashed into it, and it kind of hints at the nuclear bombs that are coming March 11th. Oh my god, it's bad.
I'm back, guys. I do apologise about that.
It's fine, I just rambled. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I literally started my what I've done lately, because like,
that's fine.
My what I've done lately hasn't really changed. I haven't watched anything new or read anything new. I've kept watching the anime called Jujutsu Kaisen, which is just fucking awesome. But they obviously updated Cold War and Warzone. They opened like an open world type game of zombies. So it's like you teleport to different maps. The hordes get bigger and bigger, and like the usual. But because they're big maps now, so you're trying to get to A to B, and there's any way you turn, there's zombies, or there's a robot, or there's some fucking electric skeleton monster thing. Which is fun, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but I get bored of zombies really quickly in that game, which is, for me, is strange, since I love zombies. Warzone, they added like a big yacht smashed into the island, and zombies are inside it, and you have to fight them to get all these fucking blueprints and everything, which that's pretty cool. But it's all hinting at the zombies taking over the island, and the island getting nuked and everything, which I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
But about a week, like March 11th is when that's meant to happen, so that'll be fun. And obviously I'm doing my Twitch weekly. So yeah. Other than that, I'm editing my films, editing my videos more. I'm going to start editing them up like after each stream. So it's like if I run the brew in, or if I run a certain gun, I can put that as a title, and like this is my gameplay, like stuff like that. So I'm hoping to get that done.
That's good.
But what does your wife need you for? If you don't mind me asking, or is it just sound trivial?
She's got a really sore headache.
So
I was just getting her some tablets and a drink of water.
Alright, no worries. But what have you done lately? I know you tend to do more in the game sense.
I'm not going to lie, man, it hasn't been very much either. Like I say, I've been playing The Witcher again, continuing through that. I started playing Gwent. Actually enjoy it.
There's things you do that make me want to punch you, and that is one of them.
But I still prefer the main game to Gwent, but I still thought it's something I've never tried in The Witcher, so I thought, fuck it, why not?
I've tried it every time, and I've never been good at
it. I think the reason why is because I realised this too, is that you need to go about all the vendors and buy the cards to get decent cards to then start winning games. Because if you just stick with the deck that it gives you at the start, you're fine at the beginning, but then you just start getting beat by everybody, because I was the same until I went round and bought all the cards and eventually started getting better and better. It's not, again, I still prefer the main game of The Witcher over Gwent. I just thought I'd try something I've never tried before in The Witcher 3.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
That's about it, man. I mean, I've obviously been watching started Scrubs again, because that's on that Stars thing that I got added to Disney Plus.
Mate, I fucking
it's mostly
love that.
It's mostly just been watching stuff with the missus.
Did you see that Rick and Morty type shows on that?
Yeah, I've considered watching it. I might watch it. Like, I don't know if I might give it a shout, see what it's like. I know there's only a couple of episodes up. It's done by the same guy that did Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a shout. Try it out.
Why not? I mean, it's there. It's easy enough to try. So
yeah.
But that's about it, man. Nothing super special's come along yet.
Yeah, like I said while you were away that you had a list of films, but you hadn't picked a film yet.
No, I'm gonna. If you want to, we can do it now if you want. We can say what's going to be next.
Yeah, because obviously we're going to go into WandaVision, and we done it last week. Or last week or the week before, we forgot to say it before we went to WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. It was last week, so we're gonna do it now, because that as I say, I haven't done anything massively what I've done lately. It's more just the sort of same stuff. So I mean, the film I'm going to choose for next week is Waterboy.
Ah, nice.
Waterboy is on Stars. So I've choose Adam Sandler's Waterboy.
You mean how the kids in this generation that's growing up now and COVID's going to be? This is what they're going to be, people. Just saying.
So, I haven't seen that film. Hopefully, it's still as funny as I remember, because obviously I haven't seen since I've.
So you're going to ruin it? That's what's going to happen?
It's but it's in the selection of Adam Sandler films where it's enjoyable. You know, the Billy Madisons and that, not like his shit that he's done now.
You mean
when
Netflix?
It comes to comedy and like the Jack and Jilly stuff.
Oh my god! That's
so hopefully it's as funny as I remember.
Yep.
But that's about it. If you want to give people the socials, and then we'll go into WandaVision.
Yeah, we'll do that. You can find us at Off Pointless on Twitter, Pointless Point of View on Instagram. I'm trying to get back to adding to that again. Like I'm trying to get back into that routine. You can find me personally on Twitch at Columpty PPV, rocking that PPV, you know. Got it. I've got a TikTok at Columpty. You can also find me Columpty on Twitter. Frasier doesn't have Twitter. Find me on Instagram.
I don't have Twitter, no.
Which is Columpty as well. And Facebook at Columpty. If you want to drop in, I put these on that page as well. So if you want to drop in and say in, or give us an idea of what you want us to do, a film you want us to do, we'll drop in that. We can hit it. We can do that. Anything. We don't care what type of film it is. We will do anything. You can also, as I say, as I usually say at the beginning, but I forgot, please remember to hit like, subscribe, and share as much as, and hit that bell to get all notifications when we do another one. We're doing this weekly now, every Saturday, bang out. We're hoping to get going, and obviously once COVID's out the way, we'll be back to face and stuff like that. So I'll look forward to that when it happens. I'll get to see what Fraser looks like.
Still ugly.
Ditto, bro. But that is it for us today, and this is your warning, people.
This is the official WandaVision warning.
Yep, I am Callum, aka Columpty.
And I am Fraser.
Fraser, he wishes he had a cool little name. Doig. And this is your warning of WandaVision, because we will go on a long discussion like we usually do with WandaVision, and we'll discuss what's coming. And we have.
Well, this is the thing about it. I don't think it's going to be.
Next week is the series finale, which I thought there was 2 episodes left, but there's only one. After
there's only 1 episode left.
Yep.
Well, this is the thing about the WandaVision discussion, where usually it does go off on a tangent, but this one might be a bit different, because this was, as I would like to call it, the exposition episode.
Yeah, it's literally the filling the motherfucking gaps for everyone. Like, oh, but how did you get that? Like, that's
Which
what it
needs
is.
to happen. It was still enjoyable, even though it was the exposition episode.
Yes.
So, I mean, first of all, did you enjoy the episode?
Yeah, I loved the episode. I fucking loved the episode. It gave me everything I needed to set up the finale.
Yes.
It filled in so many gaps. I'm so glad to find out that director was more of a dick than before, because he simply showed. It was shown. First of all, Agatha, obviously, as we know, had a hold of Wanda, and she's thrown her around, and she's like, I need to know. We get a backstory in her that she's a part of a coven of witches, which no one ever said there was witches in this. No one ever said that.
You know, it's strange.
I know, it makes sense.
Now there is
sense, right? But then we are showing Wanda as a kid. So, aka the moment where it brought Wanda and Pietro to be radicalised. And
where their parents died from the... So, it is obviously... One of the retcons is about that her powers, that Agatha suspects her to be magical.
Yes.
And this is the biggest retcon of this entire episode about her powers. It turns out that they are magical in a way.
Yeah. Do you believe that? Do you believe it was either?
Yeah. Especially if it's going to tie into Strange.
Yeah. I feel that she's had abilities, be them mutant abilities, or just abilities.
Well, I think it's abilities, and the stone amplified them.
Yeah.
And also, the one thing that I found about this, and we'll talk about this later, because it's probably my biggest question about this. So, one thing we have to discuss, because I know you have to, we have to discuss Pietro.
Yes.
fake Pietro.
Fake Pietro.
So Agatha mentions that she had him like under his control.
Yeah.
But she mentioned that she mentions necromancy and talking about she was going to bring the original Pietro but couldn't do it. Yes. So she brought Pietro. She was like, I brought the other Pietro, or Pietro as I like to call it. So it doesn't take out the thing as if it really is a Pietro.
Yeah.
Or if it was all a ruse.
See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like they've brought, like, she's went to another universe. Like, she's found a Pietro that, fuck off, what's this thing? She's found a Pietro that is out there. Same bloodline, same type of thing, just out there. And because I don't think she can give people abilities. Like, I don't think that's something she's capable of doing.
Okay.
So I think she's just looked for someone who the memories could be put in, and it makes sense for it to be a mutant Pietro. Because whenever
I would enjoy it to be that, but you never know.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it could more likely turn out that it's all just bullshit, it's a random guy she made up. It could be more likely going to be that way, and I won't be happy or satisfied, but they could do that. But I think she's hinted at it too much. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, yeah, I couldn't bring yours because, different continent and filled with holes. Like, I couldn't bring your Pietro. So, I feel like her saying that is like she had to bring a Pietro. Like, I had to bring a Pietro here. So, I'm hoping.
Yeah. Do you think he sticks around as well? If it is the other Pietro?
What, do you mean like after this show? Or do you just think the next episode?
No, but I mean, like, as in, like, is he in the MCU now because he can't get back?
I think if she doesn't go mad and cracks the fucking universe, which I believe she's more likely to do, I feel that she is going to try, in her best way possible, put him back, which brings them here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, either way, she's still opening the door. She's still letting them in.
So, again, yeah, we found out about the other sort of related backstories. Other question I have. Is Agatha doing this on her own?
Yeah, now I think she's on her own. I don't think she's
she's not working with someone?
Nah, I think she's on her Todd. She just found out about this last year and wondered how she's done it. Just like she said, she felt the magic and went, how could you do this? Okay. So I think curiosity.
That's fair. That's one way of looking at it. Jake the Rabbit is someone important?
I think so. I feel like she's put too much, like, you finally get to meet us. Like, who's us?
Yeah.
Like, it's just you. There's no one else here.
Okay.
Except that damn rabbit who was fed a cockroach. You know what I mean?
Here's a question that I always like. Why does the guy for sword want vision when he already technically had one?
I think it was a case of, just like he said, he was like, I wanted to know how she powered him. But then he was like, okay, all I needed was straight for the source. So it makes sense. So
that is what's big reveal at the end, basically, because apparently she is the Scarlet Witch, which is what her name's in the comics.
Yeah, like that. See that scene? That scene where Agatha takes her through her memories, and you finally see how Hydra made her. That, like, they don't see her. Like, that's what makes me think she's had the magic. That bit, not Agatha's bit where she's in her house. It's the bit where she's in the fucking science lab and the fucking crystal comes to her.
And then it shows on the security cam that Nan happened.
Yeah, that makes me think it. I wish we kind of seen that with Pietro, but that means bringing Aaron Taylor fucking Johnson back.
Well, this is my question. But this is going to be my question now. I may as well just ask it now because I don't know how long we're going to go on for this. But if it's true that she had latent magical powers, right, and the stone amplified it, which gave her better powers, how has Pietro got powers?
That, in my opinion, would be she's given him somehow.
That's the only explanation I have, because if she hasn't given him the powers, I don't know how he would get them, because unless he had magical things, but they just don't touch it.
Yeah, especially because the fact that the scientist says those two are the only ones to survive. So they've both had to have had the latent abilities. So I feel that there is mutants out there. I think Wolverine will be one where the government made him. I think they'll go down that route. And all the others will be given the ability by Wanda just losing her mind. And it kind of just brings people... I feel like the snap, because like people with mutant abilities show under stress. Like we're not seeing that with Deadpool. Put them under stress and stuff like that, so their abilities come out. I feel like after...
You saw what happened when she was under stress and she made the west view of the house.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, if other mutants come the same way, then I feel like after the snap would have been the best way for that. So maybe that's something they're going to be like, oh, all these people are starting to get abilities. And no one's touched on it yet, obviously, because like we've not had a film since.
True. I've got one question to ask you before I think we should end it here.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard about this interview. I think I talked about it with you, where Paul Bettany said that there was an actor that he really wanted to work with.
Yes.
This big, huge actor who he's never worked with before.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it wasn't Quicksilver, like the guy who plays Quicksilver.
Yeah.
What do you think? And I heard about this. So again, I can't take credit for this, but what if Paul Bettany, the actor he's talking about, is himself as Bad Vision?
Mate, I think that is such a good fucking throw. And I think that's a great way of looking at it. But at the same time, I think it's going to be Ultron. But then at the same time,
I think it's going to be emotionless Vision. I think it's going to be emotionless Vision. I think maybe Ultron might be a wee end credit thingy. But I think, to be honest, I think it's Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is turning up.
Yeah, I feel like he kind of has to.
Especially because there's magic involved. But yeah, how do you feel about that? It could be just Paul Bettany's talking about himself, where you got to work with himself.
That just seems like such a Paul Bettany type of thing to say. Like, I feel like a lot of the Marvel people, besides Brie Larson, seems like they can really have a fucking laugh. You know what I mean? Like, they can really kind of take the piss at themselves and have a laugh with the reporters and all this stuff.
And it's also something that you can wind everybody up, because everybody just does what we do and theorise about everything. So
yeah.
I still think Doctor Strange is going to turn up, but totally hyped for the next episode, man.
I've seen a still for it, which I won't go into because I feel like it's.
Don't spoil it, man.
No, it's not a spoiler. It kind of just shows things and stuff, but I'm not talking about it. I'm not put it up. Don't worry about it. Right, I'm not doing that. I'm not you there to spoil things.
Yeah, thank you. I don't want it spoiled.
But that's it.
Yeah, that's the WandaVision. I feel like next WandaVision talk will probably be the biggest WandaVision talk.
Like I think that's going to be the one where we kind of just cry, say if they fucked up, say if they missed opportunities.
I think you're going to say that because I'm.
Hey, before we end this, Wanda's suit, which was revealed, is cool as fuck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do agree. Like what she's going to look like, not as in the Halloween thing.
Yeah.
I think she's going to have a proper looking one.
I think it gives us the thing where she might stay further than like this show. Like, say a lot of people are like, "Oh, will she come around after?"
Yeah.
Will she be, like,
I think she's staying around. Maybe Vision isn't, but she might.
Yeah, I hope Vision is.
I hope Vision is too, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. I'd say that could be the end of it just now.
Yeah,
and we'll pick back up on Saturday.
Yeah, next week
Saturday.
We'll be here and we'll be ready. Anyone that drops in once this is up, anyone who likes and shares, follows, subscribes, subscribe, and rings that bell, thank you, much appreciated. Mind leave a comment, let us know what you want us to do next time or another time you pick it, we'll do it. As always, I've been Callum, aka Calumpty.
I've been Fraser,
the handsome one, Doik. I did it, motherfucker. Peace.